Oh my fucking god. Jesus Christ. What is it with all the gameplay videos of Generations and Ultimate Tenkaichi? I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's like we went from not having any information on either to getting like buttloads of freaking videos from that damn expo in France. Damn, like I'm trying to avoid every single one because every time I look at my YouTube subscription inbox, it's like, boom, new video on Generations, boom, new video on Ultimate Tenkaichi. Frankly, it's become annoying. I mean, Jesus Christ, so many fights, all this information. That's why I've tried to avoid, talking about it, because really, what's so interesting about watching the gameplay if it's not anything innovative? So, what I'm talking about in this video is going to be the recent interview that was done, I believe, like a couple days ago, 4 or 5 days. I know I'm like mad late on the matter. That was done with the who was it? I believe it was the, let me see, the product manager of Namco Bandai, the France branch, Anthony Gambit. Pretty badass last name. Anthony Gambit. And they were doing an information regarding Storm Generations. They talked about it, and they revealed a lot of interesting stuff. Now, mind you, this is translated from a, from a French post, because it's obviously in French, so, they did their best to translate it, and while most of this stuff might not be 100% concrete, the things that they, shuffled through, I believe, is legit. So I'm going to be telling you guys the information. Most of you have probably heard about it already, but I just want to give my thoughts along the way, and what I think about it, as I usually do. That's what I've become famous for, giving information and giving my thoughts on it, good or bad. So first off, they started with the story mode. The first thing is, they've confirmed that this is not Storm 3. Obviously I had my intentions that it wasn't going to be a Storm 3. It just felt too early in the process for them to bust out with a Storm 3. Even though developers do that nowadays, with like Assassin's Creed 2.5 and 2.6. I'm not bashing on Assassin's Creed. I just started playing number 2. The game is a fucking beast. I'm just saying number 2 so far. I don't know about Brotherhood and, Revelations. I'm gonna leave that away. I'm just talking about number 2. It's pretty cool. Oh, so leagues better than the first one. Because that developers are known to do that because they just want to get the product out in the market each time, but sometimes it doesn't work out and they release it yearly, like Call of Duty, sports games, whatever. So they have confirmed that this is not going to be Storm 3. This is sort of an in-between to tide us over to Storm 3. A Storm 2.5, you'll say. That's why they gave the title Generations instead of Storm 3. And they have confirmed that they are waiting till the end of the Naruto manga to do a proper sequel to Storm 2, which I like. I like that fact that they're going to actually take their time and wait on the game. I was expecting the manga to end this year because I had my feeling, but the way Kishimoto was going with the story, maybe a year and a half left, so we could see a Storm 3 possibly 2014 if they want to do it right. Like, let's just say the manga ends in 2012. They can do Storm 3. They do it right. I'm talking about do it right. In 2014, they don't have to go by times like they have to do it out. They can just go off a bang. So, based on that fact, I like that. And it's starting from the, they're doing the majority of the main arcs from the Naruto saga. They're starting with the original Zabuza versus Haku fight. So that's great. And they also included that you're going to be playing it from their POV, their point of view. So you're going to be seeing what they saw. Which, hey, for the hell of it, whatever, that's cool. I mean, we've done that time and time again, but it's something new, something to spice up the gameplay. I mean, already it's going to be an overhaul from the first Storm's terrible storytelling, but we've seen it before. But hey, going positive notes, it's pretty cool, we could see possible boss fights between maybe Naruto, Sasuke tag team against Haku on the bridge. We could see something like that. And they said that they are going to go back when they're redoing Storm 2. They're going to add in some of the boss fights that they didn't put in Storm 2, so we could see some things along the way, with the other Akatsuki that they didn't mention. We could see, better storytelling. Even though I liked the storytelling, they did skip out on some parts, so they said they're going to try to fix it this time around. So I like that. That's very good that they come out and admit their flaws. So, it's more than I can say about some other developers. And they did say that there's going to be many surprises that it's going to shock the fans. Everybody likes to say that. I mean, they hype the hell out of every game. But I'd actually believe that, this time around. Seeing as how they're actually putting some sort of dedication to the story mode, hey, we'll just, we'll go with it from there. And, yeah, it's based on the story mode so far. Let's just shuffle through all the other information. Yes, the gameplay, like everybody can obviously attest, is going to be exactly the same. Well, not exactly the same, but very, very reminiscent of Storm 2. Well, of course it is. It is Storm 2.5. So, well, what were you expecting, guys? What were you expecting, honestly? They have confirmed for some odd reason that there's no training mode, which, you know, it's like one of those features in gaming that really you don't think you need, but you end up needing it a lot. Like, you know, when first-person shooters started introducing combat training, you know, people say, oh, but I want to get to the multiplayer. But for a lot of people who just got into first-person shooters, they say it actually helped them on their way. You know, they don't automatically get pwned online, but once they get online, there's all that unbalancing of ranks and stuff, and, you know. So the fact that they're not doing a training mode really bothers me, but at the same time it doesn't, because I've already, for the most part, mastered the combat style, so whatever. Yeah, and also they've confirmed that the ultimate jutsus for the time being are not continuing in the game. Like, they're not making them longer, more cinematic, which again is another bothersome to me, because they were like 2 seconds long, and that's really the staples of the Ultimate Ninja series. Like, I got Ultimate Ninja 5 on my PC. I've been playing with my PS2 emulator, running at 60 frames per second. Just letting you know, by the way. Everyone on my Block TV, like, I was like, what the fuck? You know? If you want that emulator, then hit me up. I'll give you a link. You gotta have a good PC, though, to run it. The shorter jutsus, you know, it bothers me. It really does, because I just prefer the cinematic ones. Not like the long ones, like the minute-long ones, like we all know that certain person who's dead. I mean, I was just, like, maybe 10 seconds long. If not 10 seconds, then like 8 seconds, you know? Maybe it's something I should have complained about the most, but it was just annoying. It's like, you do it, and then it happens, that's it. And there was no way to avoid it. You know, it just happens. You know, there's no way to, you know, decrease the damage. There was no way to get out of it entirely. It just happened. You know, it just happened. So again, that annoys me. They say it's to want to keep the pace. They don't want to block it out, like, so people like lag out, because there are a lot of freaking pissed off people who play Storm 2. It's like when the second you get them into a combo that they can't avoid, they just shut off their console, and I'm just like, man, you guys got no balls if you're gonna do that. I mean, seriously, you guys really, wow. Especially in fighting games. That's pretty sad. And again, at this point in development, no jutsu clashes, which, well, yeah, I'm not gonna comment on that. It's just stupid. It's like, what, is the Xbox 360 holding back jutsu clashes? Is that really the problem? Because I've heard a lot of, like, memes that people have put up, like, oh, we can't have jutsu classes because of the Xbox, you know. I don't know. How does that slow down gameplay? If anything, that adds to the gameplay, because you're duking it out with your friend. You know, whatever. And then they move on to talking about, you know, the other things in the game, such as the support character system. It's going to return to the Storm 1 style, where they're going to have playable characters from the game as support characters, and also ones that aren't playable in the game. Like, you know how Shizune was a support character in Storm 1, yet she wasn't playable. Like the Sound 5, well, the Sound 4, I believe were support characters. It's been like 2 years since I played Storm 2. I believe they were support characters for Orochimaru and Kimimaro. But, you know, what else did they say? Yeah, just because, like, some characters don't have enough jutsu, that they don't want to use originality and creativity to create them, you know, a simple jutsu, you know, that literally people have done before in fanfics. You know, like, not even a basic jutsu. Like they said, Iruka. Yeah, but, you know, he can appear as a support character and do his jutsu, whatever, so, whatever. They're the boss, it's their world, we're just living in it. A lot of the characters, you know, that they're keeping, like the ones that are appearing in the manga now, they say they want to keep for the real Storm 2 sequel, so Storm 3. A lot of the characters there are going to be updated, you know, so whatever the hell that would mean for them, because with them it can mean something different. There's going to be a lot of variations, like there is. I mean, they got Naruto Sage Mode, Naruto Hokage clothes, Sasuke Taka, you know, Jesus Christ, it's like Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi when you got like 6 different Gokus. You had Goku early, Goku mid, Goku late, Goku torn clothes, Goku regular clothes, Goku GT. I rest my case. You know, some of those made sense, but then others where you had like 30 different Vegetas didn't make much sense. And what was the difference in different Piccolos? He fights the same for the most part. What else? What else did they say? What else did they say? That's pretty much it. And then they go on to talk about, you know, online. They say they're going to revamp the online. It's going to be totally different from Storm 2. What could that mean? Maybe they're going to add some tournament modes, maybe some 4-player fights, duke it out. You know, just possibilities. I'm just listing out bullshit. It's like 3 a.m. in the morning. DLC could be possible. You know, they said that they might do something here and there. Nothing has been confirmed, though. Oh, and actually they confirmed why they didn't do DLC for Storm 2. Because they actually wanted to go forward with this game, with Storm Generations, which makes sense because a lot of you guys may have remembered in one of my first Storm 2 videos I did, I believe it was actually the third one, I said that DLC could be a possibility, like they could release arcs, like they could release like a certain arc from the manga, put it online, you play for like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, and then they charge it out for $10. You know, that could have kept the longevity of Storm 2, it would have greatly increased it. But they said they didn't want to do that, and they had too many other projects on their mind, which makes sense, but still the fact that they didn't even patch the online for Storm 2 isn't helping that cause either. Nope. Kishimoto is involved in Generations. Everybody spam Yokohama's page with that. With Generations development, like every other CyberConnect 2 game. Yeah, whatever the hell that means. I know what that means, but it's just like, whatever. And then, you know, that's essentially it. The manga is going to end at the, where the game is going to end. It's going to end at the, what the hell was that thing called? Naruto and Sasuke, their fight during the Kage Summit art, I believe that's what it is. And then, oh, they tell why they didn't do Storm 1 on Xbox 360. Mostly it was what I believed, you know. They couldn't do it on Xbox 360 because they didn't know the console, and because they couldn't because Ubisoft held the license to develop Naruto games. I believe it was in the entire world. In the world. What a wonderful place. So that makes sense. You know, I would love to see a Ubisoft Rise of a Ninja like Shippuden, or Ubisoft just Shippuden game. I would love to see a good RPG Naruto game. Like, literally, thumbs up if you'd love to see that. Seriously, that's just my thing. So that's why they made it PS3 exclusive. Yeah. Oh god, I said PS3 exclusive. The fanboys, they're gonna say, ah! Yeah, and that's essentially it. That's what I wanted to talk about in the interview. You know, some good, you know, like how they're actually taking their time, and then some bad, like, man, some more bullshit excuses. And, you know, the game still does look like Storm because it's running on the Storm 2 engine, guys. Obviously, it's in the first stages of development. The game's not set to come out for like another year, so it's gonna look better. And seriously, the graphics never mattered to me in the Storm games. I mean, at first I was just like, oh shit, the graphics are gonna be fucked up, and then the next day I'm like, what the hell am I talking about? I play the Wii. Anyway, you guys, that is just what I want to talk about with the Storm Generation interviews. I hope you enjoyed it, and making a video at 3 a.m. I felt good about it. Felt good. So, I want to thank you for watching this video. I'm GS signing out, and guys, the PS4 is not announced. It's just a rumor. So, calm down. Calm down. The PS3, when the PS4 comes out, will still coexist with the PS4 until they are comfortable with dropping the PS3. But that's not happening now, guys, so calm down. Calm down. So I want to thank you for watching this video. I'm GS signing out, and like always, I'll catch you guys later.